We love hip hop.
Somebody put me on in the comments. They said, "Yo, Friday, when you do are you going to talk about the gun detection software that they're starting to install in Vaughn?" I said, "What?" He said the gun detection software. Like he put it in all caps in the comments. Like, "Yo, they're going to have these crime cameras and the gun detection. You going to talk about that Friday?" I said, "I got you. I got you." So apparently Vaughn, because the city of Vaughn, which is basically part of the whole GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, has been going through a lot of home invasions, random shootings outside of people's houses, inside of people's houses. I don't know if it was Vaughn or Richmond Hill that I did the report on, where they had the bulletproof house that they tried to shoot up. I think it was Richmond Hill, but I might be mistaken. Either way, all of these outskirts towns, these places where the neighborhood is a little bit more affluent, that's where the shit is going down. Okay, that's where a crime boss might own a home, or somebody who's involved in the tow truck wars might say, "I made so much money, I'm gonna get me a house in Vaughn, get away from you niggas over here in Jane and Finch or in Scarborough or wherever, and live a better life." No, it ain't happening. Okay, and then what's ending up happening, or what ends up happening, is when they go to these specific houses to go shoot the shit out of whatever gang leaders or whoever they're looking for, they put the rest of the neighborhood in danger. Okay, I know a lot of the time they're shooting at the house, bang, 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 and shooting at that one house with bullets ricochet. They might be trying to hit. They hit up the homeboy in the Laval Starbucks. We covered that a couple of weeks ago. Laval is a suburban type of place in the outskirts of Montreal. Okay, so everywhere that we're talking about, we're not talking about inner city niggas shooting right in the middle of downtown. That happens too, but we're talking about big boys. Okay, the big wigs, the boss. When they want to come for the boss, they got to go to the big houses. So they started putting, or they're thinking about putting in CCTV cameras to catch these criminals in these areas. They're thinking of putting in these gun recognition things, so if like a shot goes off in Vaughan or in Scarborough or wherever, this is for Vaughan specifically, but like if a shot goes off, they'll be able to triangulate where the shot came from. Like it's some real high tech, deep police shit. Okay, so let's see what they're saying.
Yeah, Phil, the mayor of Vaughan, Stephen Del Duca, said today that he hopes that if a motion is passed at City Council, York Regional Police will have 10 new CCTV cameras that they can strategically place in areas identified as hotspots throughout Vaughan. This will be intelligence-led, they'll be data-driven, and at these locations, people can expect to see, if this motion goes through council, 10 new CCTV cameras that do two things. Number one, they act as a deterrent for those would-be criminals, and if there are criminals that decide to ignore the CCTV cameras, well, then it gives the police evidence that they can work with when they try to identify those who are responsible for committing such acts in our communities. Now, earlier on, we did hear from the mayor, and we heard from York Region's deputy police chief as well, and here's more from the two of them. Let's listen.
What residents have said repeatedly to me and members of council and the deputy mayor is that they are exasperated and they are tired. I've lived here in this city for close to 40 years. It has always been a safe
This lady looks like a wax figure. I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with the story, but she looks like a wax figure.
Community that is a cornerstone of our reputation as a community. And people want to see leaders at all levels working with police to step up and to do something significant and tough to push back against rising criminality. And that's why we are showing leadership here in the city of Vaughan. At the end of the day, I think people in Vaughan understand there's no issue with cameras that are following the rules. If you're not breaking the law, you have nothing to fear.
There you go, right there. Hold on. It's not done, but hey, if you're not breaking the law, then don't worry about the cameras, right? I wonder how much it's going to cost to put these cameras out there.
They pinpoint the actual gunshot within our community.
That alerts us in terms of our real-time crime center, and then we respond. So instead of waiting for a 911,
hold on, let me go back here.
If you're not breaking the law, you have nothing to fear.
they pinpoint the actual gunshot within our community. That alerts us in terms of our real-time crime center, and then we respond. So instead of waiting for a 911 call that we know typically we have to wait for, the gunshot detection system allows us to respond that much quicker, and we get it immediately versus a third party calling us in.
So two other technologies that the people in Vaughan may see. One, the deputy was talking about there, and that's gunshot recognition. If a shot is fired, the technology will allow for the police to be notified right away, and they can go to where it is the shot is believed to have taken place at. And lastly, the cameras will be able to read license plates and identify stolen vehicles, and again, notify the police immediately if in fact the stolen vehicle is picked up on one of the cameras. Send it back to you guys.
Watch Beatrice. Let me see here. Will Vaughan plan to install these cameras? He's going to talk about it a little bit more in depth. See, this is what I'm talking about. Residents say soft punishment to blame after home invasion leads to fiery crash in Vaughan. This is why they need these.
So this all started at 4:15 this morning. Police were called to the area of Pine Valley Drive and Tustin Road for reports of...
Yo, what's going on with over there at CP24? Let me ask y'all, just sidetrack, no sidetrack. You guys don't notice a pattern going on there? There's a lot of tits and lips going on over there at CP24. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of tits and lips. That's all I'm saying.
A home invasion, but before they arrived onto the scene, a number of suspects fled that scene. At least 3 suspects fled the area in a vehicle that they arrived in, which is a Hyundai pickup truck. And they say one other suspect drove away in a vehicle that was actually stolen from the residence. Then this happened. A short time later, that Hyundai pickup truck was involved in a serious single vehicle crash near Teston Road and City View Boulevard. And the driver, who is only identified as being a male youth, suffered serious non-life-threatening injuries. He was taken to hospital for treatment. He actually suffered a serious leg injury, but he is...
Well, you see this shit? Hold on, we got sidetracked with the tits and lips.
Boulevard, and the driver, who is only... Then this happened. A short time later, that Hyundai...
So these guys did the home invasion, try to get away, and then smash into a freaking wall. Idiot thing.
Pickup truck was involved in a serious single vehicle crash near Teston Road and City View Boulevard. And the driver, who is only identified as being a male youth, suffered serious non-life-threatening injuries. He was taken to hospital for treatment. He actually suffered a serious leg injury, but he is facing charges in connection with the incident. Here's more from a duty inspector from York Regional Police and a neighbor.
Hold that L, bro.
Obviously, the residents are shaken up. Being woken up in the middle of the night, being victims of a home invasion. They're obviously very shaken. And I also forgot to mention that the youth that was involved in the collision will be facing charges for this home invasion.
We're trying to take precautions and doing, what was reported and what people have been saying, but it seems like it doesn't matter. They still have their way around everything.
I think any measures being taken would be helpful at this point. But the main root cause of this problem is the the soft punishments of allowing these repeat offenders to do what they're doing.
Catch and release.
And police say the 2 other people that were in the truck with the injured person that is now facing charges, they fled on foot. They called the K9 unit in, but they were not able to find the outstanding suspects. And police were also not able to give a description of the make and model of the vehicle that was stolen from the home. They say the investigation is still in its early stages. That's why they have limited information. But thankfully, police say that none of the people that were involved in the home invasion, like the victims of this case, were injured. Back to
this time. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Like, these guys want these cameras installed because shit is getting crazy out there, bro. All right. Vaughan will plan to install cameras. All right, they're arguing about speed trap cameras and stuff like that, and my boy there, Ford, he ain't happy with the speed cameras, but there's a bigger problem going on here. All right, let me just play this and then we can end this segment here.
Then, well, for those reasons we just talked about. Number one, directions. So they will record the activities that are going on. Hopefully they act as a deterrent. In fact, you and I are deterred by the cameras and we don't commit the crime. If you don't care about the repercussions of committing that crime, so if your reward for the offense that you're committing outweighs the risk of being caught, those cameras aren't going to work. But they are a step in the right direction. So they will record the activities that are going on. Hopefully they act as a deterrent. And if they don't, well, then the police have resources to go to look for the evidence.
Yeah, I mean, this is in response to the, basically rash of shootings that have happened outside, homes in Vaughan. I mean, we've pretty much come on air on a weekly basis for the last several weeks and talked at least once or twice about sort of incidents like this. So
hear what I said? Like I was just saying before, a weekly basis, we're talking about Vaughan, not Jane and Finch. Jane and Finch too, or freaking North York or whatever they like to call it in the news reports and stuff like that. But all of the different areas in the West End and in the East End too, because there's a lot of shootings that are happening in the East End. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Vaughan, big ass, nice ass houses.
How will it help police more specifically then?
Well, for those reasons we just talked about. Number one, hopefully a deterrent will bring crime down on its own. And if there are crimes committed, well, then you've got evidence to look at. Other two technologies that are going to go with these 10 cameras, if the resolution is passed, one of them is to identify stolen vehicles. So the cameras will pick up
So there'll be 10 of those cameras.
Stolen vehicles, notify the police right away, and they get on top of that. And even more important, I think, is the gunshot recognition. There'll be technology to recognize when
this is what I want to get into.
Gunshot is fired, the police are notified right away, and they can go directly to the area where the shot's believed to have been fired.
Yeah, you don't need to wait for a 911 call because you already sort of can identify and sort of target a location. You mentioned a keyword, deterrent. And deterrence is a big factor for, I think, people like you and I. Like, I don't want to...
My curious brain wants to see something. Let me see if I could... How gun detection... Let's see, detection works. Let's see if we could find a little educational video. Is this something here? This might be something.
A gun is fired somewhere in your city. So what happens now? In the past, there was
This is probably going to get me demonetized. YouTube does not like guns.
a slim chance the shooting would be reported to police at all. Even when it was, it took precious time, and there was often confusion regarding the location of the shooting and other pertinent information. At least, that's how things were.
Shot Spotter, somebody said in the comments here, Shot Spotter is from Chicago. Big salute to Two Piece No Biscuit. I wonder if they're going to be using the same company, or if they got their own companies over here in Canada that can handle that. All right, but hey, why not take after Chicago and get the same technology, right?
Spotter has changed all that. By utilizing advanced technology honed over 2 decades, we have automated the process. We monitor gunfire activity 24/7.
This guy.
So if a gun is fired in any area within ShotSpotter coverage...
Holy, you see this? They got the freaking waves. They can see, oh man, this is like exact wavelengths. This is like, this is like, pow. It's like, pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see, like as somebody who deals with waves, dealing with audio all the time, I can literally see what kind of shots those are.
Detects, locates...
Can I see it? Like
fired
in real time?
We monitor gunfire...
This shit, sorry, I'm a nerd. This shit is cool to me.
...activity 24/7. So if a gun is fired in any area within ShotSpotter coverage, the system detects, locates, and immediately alerts police of the gunshot. So how does it work? It starts with acoustic sensors that are placed on buildings or street lamps throughout a neighborhood. If a gun is fired anywhere in the area, multiple sensors detect and timestamp the sound. The precise location of the gunshot is determined based on the amount of
timestamp that shit too. Ooh, y'all niggas is in trouble.
Time it takes for the sound of the gunshot to travel to each individual sensor, effectively triangulating the sound. The exact location of the detected gunshot is
no, hold on.
indicated by a dot on a map.
We'll rewind this in a second. My bad. I keep on pausing the video. Homie, what do you mean? It's a pure waste of money. That will not work. If this is all we can come up with, we doomed. I don't know. Maybe I'm an optimist. I think it's a pretty good idea. Like, dog, these niggas is just shooting indiscriminately right now, and they have no technology to track any of the shots. They're waiting on the phone call from the neighborhood, like, yo, help. And half of the time ain't nobody calling, B. I hear shots, bro. I ain't calling nobody. Imagine me. Listen, I've heard shots 10 o'clock in the evening, 1 o'clock in the morning, or whatever. And I'm not in an apartment somewhere and like in the hood. Like, I'm in a house. I'm chilling. But around is all Toronto's a kind of a weird place. You could be in a crib, and outside, once you get into the main road, you're on the streets. You're out in the hood. You're in a neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Shots get fired, bro. Imagine me. Officer, I heard some shots fired around 10:30 p.m. It ain't gonna be me. You crazy. Okay, don't clip that Reddit and try to make it like that's something that I would do, because I ain't doing that, bro. So imagine how many people who are actually in the area where the shot is happening that ain't calling either. They're like, God damn, bro, if they pinpoint it to me that I was the one who made the call, and they bring it up in court that the call came from apartment friggin' 1505, they're gonna come for me, bro. Shiesty's Bud said they're still shooting in Chirac with this tech. That is a fact still. But I was going to say to catch more people with it. They really ain't catching no more people. But that might be a problem on the government over there in Chicago, right? They might be like, yeah, we heard where the shot came from. We know it was from Ray Ray. We just ain't going to pick him up. But let me continue the video. Let me shut up.
Exact location of the detected gunshot is indicated by a dot on a map. Once an alert is generated, it is immediately sent to our IRC, or Incident Review Center, where trained acoustic experts then analyze each incident in mere seconds, determining if the sound is gunfire. ShotSpotter acoustic analysts receive extensive training on reviewing and classifying gunfire by distinguishing.
I could tell. I could join this team. I won't. I can't. But I can tell the difference between gunfire and a firecracker.
Gunshots from other impulsive sounds that are not gunshots. In addition, they are trained to append additional contextual information, such as multiple shooter alerts or full automatic weapons alerts, that can prove to be essential tactical intelligence for law enforcement agencies responding to these crimes.
That's sick. Am I the only one, though? Let me know. One in the comments, if you can tell the difference between a gunshot and a firecracker. Two in the comments if you can't tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it's like 1st of July for us over here in Canada, like, I can't tell, bro. Like, it's all firecrackers to me. All right? So one in the chat if you could tell the difference. Two in the chat if it's like, nah, man, it's all firecrackers, bro. I don't know. Jewel put 2. Brown skin dragons with 1, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not fortunate when you can tell the difference. Because, like, I feel like, and I guess I'm dealing with my own, like Brown skin dragon just said, PTSD. You can tell, like, the echoing sound that comes off of a gunshot in comparison to a firecracker. I feel like the firecracker don't get that extra echo. It doesn't break the sound barrier as much to give you that oomph. You'll hear the pop in a firecracker. You could have some loud ass firecrackers that are very close. Don't get it twisted, okay? But it don't got that oomph, that echo, that pow. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, shorty, you hear that? Yo, wait, hear, was that a firecracker? No. Hear that echo? That or it get obvious when it's like, all right, it's obvious. Somebody's letting off the tech. You know what I'm saying? Or letting off some kind of semi-automatic something. Okay, but I'm talking about like when people are letting off the handguns. Okay, because like contrary to a lot of people's belief, not everybody's running around with some kind of little mini Uzis and freaking AK-47s and all that. Like, the be niggas that have that. But there was that video over the Queen Street shooting. Everybody had like bare handguns. You know what I'm saying? Bare 9mm and Glock 19s and Glock 45s and friggin', you know what I'm saying? 44s and 45s. This niggas is just handgun crazy. Having a party. Remember that shit? I don't want to show it on the screen again because that will definitely get me demonetized. But these niggas was having a gun party, not a girl in sight. They were just like, da-da-da, 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 ha, ha, da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, some of them had two of them in their hands. Some niggas had a gun and a phone. Ha, 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 ha. I was like, nigga. But I say all that to say, none of them were holding one of these. You know what I'm saying? Doing the with the, you know, you got to respect the gun. You can't take the semi-automatics and just one-hand them motherfuckers. Like, you gotta, unless you're like one of them soldiers over there in the different countries, them niggas be like holding up the freaking big freaking M16s, one-handed. Guns are heavy. Okay, y'all see that shit on the screen or on TV and stuff like that, and people are like, you know, hot potatoing the gun. Nigga, them shits was heavy as fuck, bro. As somebody who went away from one of those, they're heavy, bro. So niggas, like, you know, it's not a game. That's all I'm saying. I'm getting sidetracked, though.
The entire transaction takes place in less than 60 seconds. With the real-time ShotSpotter alerts, police can immediately be dispatched to the scene. Utilizing the gun...
Less than 60 seconds, you guys are cooked.
ShotSpotter alerts, police can immediately be dispatched to the scene. Utilizing the gunfire audio clip and tactical information, officers can approach an exact location quickly and safely to engage the shooter, interview witnesses, and collect key evidence at the crime scene. The ShotSpotter app enables patrol officers to receive real-time alerts quickly and...
Oh, they got an app too? Yo, if they bring the app over here too for the for the cops, oh my God. Yo, guys, any of the man them out there who out there thugging and bugging, you know, balaclava's up, you're about to go on a drill. I know y'all niggas watch We Love Hip Hop, okay? But you don't watch a lot of the news, or you only watch the news to see if one of their bodies dropped, right? Watch this back, okay? Because if they implement this shit over here in Toronto, y'all niggas is cooked.
Effectively in their patrol car, on MDTs, or on the go on their smartphones. The ShotSpotter alert system is used in more than 150 cities and is an invaluable tool to help make communities safer by responding to gunshot incidents faster, making it easy to find evidence and reducing risk for police officers.
Y'all with that, man? Let me know, man. Comment gang strong. Let me see what y'all saying in the poll. Let's see what the temperatures are like. Are you okay with crime cameras? 59% of y'all say yes. 41% of y'all say no. Okay. We got a lot of good, upstanding citizens over here in the chat, man. We're not out here. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people hit me up on the road and be like, yo, I watch We Love Hip Hop, and they got jail clothes on still. Like, they just got out the can. But we have a lot of upstanding citizens who watch this network over here, and we're over it, man. A lot of people are not mad at that. I will say this in closing when it comes to something like that, though. It's probably going to cost a shitload of money. If they're going to be installing 10 cameras plus that technology, we're probably looking upwards. We're probably spending at least $50 million. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's going to come out of our pockets, the taxpayers. Not us over here in the city of Toronto, but as far as the people in Vaughan, which is right there. And if they're going to put them in Vaughan, I'm sure they're going to start implementing them in the rest of the GTA, in Toronto, different places that probably will need it even a little bit more. And the ones that they're going to need for like Scarborough and different places, they're going to be having to use the technology way more. I would imagine we're going to be spending a lot of money. So just keep that in mind. All right. If you're cool with that, if you're cool with an additional, $5, $6 being coming out of your pocket in taxes a month, then let's get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? Smart criminals have the cop radio app. That's the thing. Yo, bro, I'm so glad I don't do crime no more, bro. If I was still doing crime, I'd probably get caught by now, because I haven't been able to keep up with the technology of crime. I keep up with the technology of podcasting. So if I was to just, like, let's say, jump back in the game all of a sudden, I'd get caught right away. You know what I'm saying? There's too much technology out there, and niggas ain't getting away with shit these days. I'm sorry. But let's leave that there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen, and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.